chapter number 3, network theory. So first, in this chapter we will study about how to solve the complicated network by using different types of theorems. So here we will study about the solve or the current or the voltage drop across any elements which are connected in networks. We can find out by using different types of theorems like Norton theorem, superposition theorem, Thevenin's theorem, and maximum power transfer theorem, and star to delta and delta to star transformation. So first, what is circuit element? Now the circuit element, each and every circuit elements having two ends or two terminals, which it can be connected to the another component in the circuits like voltage source, current source, resistance, inductor and capacitor. Now these all are having two terminals which are connected as per our requirement. Now, types of circuit elements: active element, passive element; second, linear element, non-linear element; third, bilateral and unilateral element; fourth, lumped and distributed element. Let me see one by one. Active element and passive element. So the whatever the elements which are used in the circuit, it may be active type or passive type. So first, active type. Now the active type element, it is an electronic components which supply energy to the circuit. That means it provides power to the circuit. And these active elements have ability to control the electrically flow of electron. That means flow of charge. Now, so the each and every electronic circuit must contains at least one active component. So here we can say that active element, it is nothing but elements which is used in circuit to give the power, or it is able to give power to the circuits. So here the battery, different types of active elements which are used in the circuit is battery, as well as voltage source, DC voltage source, AC voltage source, DC current source, AC current source. So these are the different types of active elements which are used in the circuit. Now what is passive element? So a passive element is the element which does not give any power. That means it has no, there is no property, or we can say that it cannot deliver any power to the circuit, but it draws the power from the active element. So here we can say that a passive element draws power from the active elements. So resistance, capacitor, inductors are the different types of passive element. So I think you can understand very well. Active element, that means it's provide energy to the passive element, and passive element, that means it draws power from the active element. So for any network, to run the any networks, active and passive both elements are required. Second, linear and non-linear elements. So the elements which are used in the circuit or the network, it may be linear type or non-linear. So first, linear element. So here we can draw the one characteristics which is versus between voltage and current, and you can see the characteristics. It is a linear characteristics. That means it provides linear relationship between voltage and the current. So now here the linear element has also coefficient, the voltage current equation, like already we have seen E is equal to I into R, E is equal to L di by dt, and E is equal to 1 upon C I dt. So here this is for resistance, this is for inductor, and this is for capacitor. Now the voltage and current characteristics of the elements must be linear, and it is passing through the origin, or it is passing through the zero. It is most important. Linear element, that means the characteristics of element, voltage and current characteristics of the element must be linear, and it is it must pass through this origin. So here that means it is nothing but that is your Ohm's law. So here we can say that linear elements is follow Ohm's law. Second, non-linear element. Now this non-linear element does not follow the Ohm's law. That means there is no linear relationship between voltage and current. So here you can see the different graphs A, B and C for the voltage and current relation. So as shown in this figure, the curve A, it is a linear, but it is not passing through this origin. That means it is a non-linear type element. Here you can say the graph B, it is passing through 0, but it is not linear. So here you can see that. Now similarly, curve C, it is not linear and it also not passing through this origin. So here you can say that this type of element is called non-linear element. Second, next, bilateral and unilateral. So here in this circuit we are connecting one resistance across this supply DC voltage. So now the current always flow from higher potential to lower potential. So here you can say that when resistance is connected to this supply voltage and due to this closed circuit, current is flowing through this circuit and its flow from, that means the direction of current is always flow from higher potential to lower potential. So here you can say that, and we can find out the current passing through this circuit is equal to I is equal to V upon R. That is nothing but that is your Ohm's law. Now in second figure we are taking same resistance, we are taking same or we are using same DC source, but the polarity of this supply is reversed. So in this case you can say that the current flow from higher potential to lower potential. Now you can see the direction. So you can observe that the current passing through this resistance is different in both cases. Here it is flow from upper to lower, here it is flow from lower to upper. That means the polarity of current is reversed. Now the bilateral element, that means the voltage and current relation remains same even the current passing through this element or this circuit is reversed. That means it is called bilateral element. So here you can say that in both cases the equation or the current passing through this circuit I is equal to V by R remains same. So that's why this type element is called as a bilateral element. That means there is no effect of the voltage current relationship in the elements, even the current the direction of current passing through this element is reversed. Now unilateral element. In above figure or circuit we are connecting one diode. It is in series between voltage source and the resistance. Here you can say that there are two figures. Once here the anode of this diode is connected to positive and negative is connected to anode. That means it is in forward bias. In this case the anode is negative and cathode is positive. That means it is reverse bias. Let us see what will happen. So here when the voltage across this diode greater than 0.7 volt or breakdown voltage of this diode, current is start to flow from higher potential to lower potential. But in this case if it is reverse bias, that means this diode acts as the open circuit. That means no current flowing through this circuit. So here you can say that the current passing through these elements are changed. Here current is flow from resistance. In this case there is no current flow from this element. That's why this type element is called as unilateral element. So here from this figure we can say that the voltage and current relation does not remain same. Even the current passing through these elements is reversed, is called unilateral element. So it is most important. So the diode is also called as a unilateral element. Now next, lumped and distributed element. So lumped elements, the lumped elements is in small size. It is available in the small size. So the effect of these elements occurs simultaneously. Like example, resistance, inductor and capacitor. When the size of element is very small, according to its wavelength of a given signal, it is called lumped element. Distributed element, that means the length of the distributed element is so long that that's why its parameter cannot be separated for the analysis. So like the resistance and inductor and capacitance of the transmission line are distributed along entire the length. So already we have said the length of transmission line is very very long. So the each and every element having resistance, inductor and capacitor. So it is a distributed type because its length is very high.